Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. We praise and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His vast mercy and kindness and His grace and success to complete the month of Ramadan and to enjoy Eid together with our families and celebrate the bounty and the blessing of Islam and the Sunnah and this methodology of the Salaf, As-Salih, Alhamdulillah, Hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan fi. And in these days, we have been striving together in love and brotherhood based upon faith and creed, not wanting anything from each other, from the worldly affairs, just brotherhood and cooperation and help and assistance upon obedience and upon going straight and upon seeking the pleasure of Allah. And alhamdulillah, we increased and we found much good from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in those days, and humbleness and humility and benefiting from the recitation of the Quran and reflecting and pondering over this life and the creation and studying and sitting in the gatherings and reading the works of the people of knowledge, alhamdulillah. And the faith increased. The faith increased for many of us, a favor from Allah and a grace. So now after Ramadan, a believer, he'll be thankful. He'll be thankful and he will try to hold on to that. And he'll be afraid to do anything that would invalidate that would remove that. Because just as the good deeds, barakallah fikum, they remove the bad deeds, but likewise the bad deeds, they can remove the good deeds. So believer, he will not follow up Ramadan with sin or heedlessness or negligence or showing preference to this life. No doubt we all have things that we must take care of and obligations that we must perform, and we take our portion from this life. But it's not our goal and it's not our aim. And a believer who uses this life to get to the hereafter. وَتَزَوَّدُوا فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى. You take your provision to get through your journey, to get to your destination, and that is the pleasure of Allah in the paradise. And we're all traveling to the grave. So this is the case for us. So a believer, he'll remember that, and he'll take his provision from this life, but he will not burden himself until it weighs him down and causes him to miss his destination or not get there on time. And either way, the traveler, if he's traveling and he has a burden that he cannot bear, will slow him down. And likewise, the one who takes too much from this life, that which is not allowed for him, and he goes beyond the limits, and it will slow him down in his path to Allah. It will slow him down. It could even deter him and even stop him entirely from reaching the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then we take from this life and we fulfill our obligations. We work and get money, alhamdulillah, and that which is halal, and then we use that to seek the pleasure of Allah and to get down the path and the journey of this life. So therefore, to remember this affair and to try to hold on to that faith that was increased and try to hold on to that good that we found in Ramadan and the increase, standing in the prayer. Many of us, alhamdulillah, we stood every single night, 30 nights in a row. Every single night, 30 nights in a row, alhamdulillah. A favor from Allah. So therefore, a believer, he'll hold on to that. The night prayer is legislated in every night, not only Ramadan. The people of knowledge, they mention the Qiyamul Layl, the night prayer, Da'bu Salihin. It's the manners or the way of the righteous. It's something that they do constantly. This is the way they live. They live with the night prayer. So therefore, a believer, he will hold on to that. He will hold on to that with 3 rak'ah every night, either after Isha or sometime in the middle of the night, or he'll sleep and then he'll wake up before Fajr. Sometime after Isha and before Fajr, the rising of the Fajr, he'll pray 3 rak'ah. He'll pray 3, he'll pray 2, and make taslim and pray 1. Like this, and he will continue upon that way. And for somebody who did not pray the witr before, for example, he will suffice with that. He will continue now, he's not praying 10 or 11, now he'll pray 3 by himself every night until he becomes good at that and it becomes his way. And it's easy for him, and then he would increase a little, 5 or more, 7, like this, until he's able to burden and carry more. But he will start with an easy number that he can carry and continue with. Because قَلِيلٌ دَائِمٌ خَيْرٌ مِنْ كَثِيرٍ مُنْقَطِعٍ. To have a little bit, but to be consecutive and consistent is better to have a lot or a large amount and it's cut off. Because the one who does a big amount of worship, non-obligatory actions of worship now, he will not be able to continue with that. And so therefore, by the time death comes to him, he would have stopped that worship. But the one who takes a little bit that he can bear and he can burden and he can be consecutive with, And he will keep on doing it. Although it's a small amount, if he continues upon that way, whenever he dies, he'll be upon ibadah. Whenever he dies, he'll be upon that worship. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, أَحَبُّ الْأَعْمَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَدْوَمُهَا وَإِنْ قَلَّ. أَحَبُّ الْأَعْمَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَدْوَمُهَا وَإِنْ قَلَّ. The most beloved deeds to Allah are those that are done consecutively and consistently, even if they're few. And from the non-obligatory actions. From the non-obligatory actions. So therefore, the night prayer is something a believer he would hope to have. He would hope he will be given success to maintain that. And through his life, every night. And if it's difficult for somebody, he will pray it before he sleeps. And if he's afraid he's not going to wake up, he will pray it before he sleeps. And this was the way of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. So this is not blameworthy, rather this is a good way. This is a good way. And if he thinks he can get up, then in the end of the night, before the Fajr comes, then he will get up in the end of the night. And that's better. And that was the way of Umar radiallahu anhu. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam affirmed both of them. Affirmed both of them. So somebody wouldn't say, well, I'm going to get up in the end of the night. And he's somebody who he knows from himself, he doesn't get up in the end of the night. It's hard for him. He oversleeps a lot. And he's not oversleeping the Fajr, but he oversleeps the time for the night prayer. He will not wake up except for at the adhan. For example, this person, he prays before he goes to bed. He prays before he goes to bed. The person who has accustomed himself to get up 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour before the adhan of Fajr, then he will sleep and then he will get up and he will pray. He will pray before the coming of the Fajr. So to try to be diligent to maintain the night prayer for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla, seeking His pleasure and reaping the rewards of that and the fruits of that. And likewise the fasting, the non-obligatory fast. Outside of Ramadan, fasting is legislated and pleasing to Allah. And from that, and from the best of the non-obligatory fast is the fast that's legislated and beginning tomorrow. Beginning tomorrow. It's the fast of Shawwal. And it has been collected by Imam Muslim from the hadith of Abi Ayyub al-Ansari radiyallahu anhu, that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, "Man sama Ramadana thumma atba'ahu sitta min Shawwal kana kasiyam ad-dahr." That whoever fasts the month of Ramadan and then he followed up that fast with 6 days from Shawwal, then it will be as if he fasted the whole year. Meaning he will have the reward for that. لأن الحسنة بعشر أمثالها. Because a good deed is the likes of 10 good deeds. إلى 700 ضعف. And to 700 times. So therefore, 30 days of Ramadan equals 300 days. The reward for 300 days. And the one who follows that up with 6 days from Shawwal, 6 times 10 is 60. Together they are 360. كَانَ كَسِيَمَ الدَّهْرِ. Then it will be as if he fasted the whole year. But we see here that those 300 days, that's an obligatory fast. The reward of the obligatory fast. So these 60 coupled with these 300 now, they have been coupled with the obligatory and outnumbered. So therefore they have the reward of the obligatory fast. So this is a great opportunity for a believer to hasten and to follow that up. And in the manner to perform that, just as the narration clarifies, مَنْ صَامَ رَمَضَانَ ثُمَّ أَتْبَعَهُ بِسِتٍ مِنْ شَوَّالٍ. This is the answer to many questions that may come. The one who fasted Ramadan and then after that, he followed it up with 6 from Shawwal, 6 days from Shawwal. So therefore, if somebody, he had a day to make up or more from Ramadan, he will not fast the fast of Shawwal, the 6 days of Shawwal, until he makes that day up. Until he makes that day up. Because the narration is clear in that. Whoever fasted Ramadan and then he followed up that fast with 6 days from Shawwal, then it will be as if he fasted the whole year. Then it will be as if he fasted the whole year. As for the one who fasted Ramadan and then he had days to make up and then he tried to fast 6 days from Shawwal and then make up days later, he didn't, لم يتبع رمضان بست. He didn't follow it, whether he put it in the middle. He put 6 days from Shawwal in the middle of Ramadan, of his fast of Ramadan, because he fasted some in the days of Ramadan, he has time to make up. And he didn't make it up. And then he prayed 6 in between that, and then he made it up later. It's not considered here that he had followed up Ramadan with 6 from Shawwal. So therefore, any brother or any sister who has days to make up and they want to fulfill this sunnah and get this reward, they should hasten to make up the days that they have first, and then follow up that with 6 days from Shawwal. The manner to fast the 6 days from Shawwal could be 6 days in a row. Or it could be 1 or 2 or 3 days a week, or every other day, or it could be on Al-Ithnain or Khamis, Monday and Thursday, or on Ayyam al-Bid, any 3 in a row like this. However one wants to get it all together or separate in different times and different days and different weeks and the likes like this, so long as he fasts 6 days in the month of Shawwal. And tonight is the 2nd night of Shawwal. So tomorrow is the 2nd day of Shawwal. So therefore, beginning in this time, a believer, he has this opportunity. the people of knowledge, they mentioned that it's preferred to hasten to perform it as fast as possible. And this is an indication that a believer, he loves to fast, and he loves to worship, and he has desire to do more, and that he was not tired of fasting. And the fast of Ramadan, no doubt, and the efforts in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, a believer, he gets tired. He gets tired, but the fact that a believer, even after that, he's still ready to fast again. He's still ready to go again and seek the pleasure of Allah more. This is an indication of his sincerity, and an indication of his truthfulness, and an indication that he found the sweetness of faith. But this affair now, it goes back, and in general, this is what is encouraged. But it's going to go back to the ability of a person. If a person, he has a job, or if he has other obligations, if he has other things that's difficult for him to fast, he will look at that, and he'll be moderate in his worship. He will try to get these 6 days. If he can get them 6 days, starting tomorrow, alhamdulillah. If not, he will get 1 or 2 this week, or next week. And the likes like this, and indicates whatever is easy for him. Whatever is easy for him and his situation and his work and his job and his obligations, he will strive though. I need to get those days in this month. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us success to fast those days for his face and seeking his pleasure. One more announcement, barakallah fikum, with regards to the classes. Inshallah, we start again after Maghrib, the classes after Maghrib, the general classes, inshallah, on Friday. And we will start a book by Imam As-Sa'di, inshallah ta'ala, and it's a short treatise, and it's called التوضيح والبيان لشجرة الإيمان, the detailed clarification of the tree of faith. And it's a short treatise. Inshallah, we can complete it in a number of classes. And even before we return back to our regular schedule of Umdat al-Ahkam and Al-Kaba'ir, we'll take this small treatise, inshallah, beginning Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and classes back to back, inshallah. The general classes, they will start, inshallah, Friday. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, in that book that you heard. May Allah give us success and give us sincerity and cover our faults and mistakes. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.